Ukraine Armed Forces is currently under massive pressure. Remember, just a few weeks ago, I told you guys that when you currently observe what is happening on the front lines, well, I think Ukraine cannot hold on for a very long time. I was 100% right. So yesterday, during midnight, the Russians unleashed more than 705 drones and missile attack on the Ukrainians, according to the Ukrainians. So this was confirmed by Ukrainian authorities. According to them, the Russians used different missiles. They use hypersonic missiles. They use cruise missiles. Even the famous Kinjal hypersonic missile was used in yesterday's attack. Just 3 days ago, Russia took control of Pokrovsk, and yesterday they also took control of Kupiansk, which over 27,000 Ukrainian troops are currently trapped. So after the attack on Ukraine last night, so this is what the Ukrainians claim. According to the Ukrainians, 705 targets were attacked in Ukraine with 79 hits in 20 locations, including 653 missiles and 52 rockets, including 9 ballistic ones. Judging by this map, so this is the 9th attack on Ukraine. Judging by the map, you can see that the Russians unleashed a lot of missiles and drones on Ukraine during the night. This is sad, but that is the reality. Now, when you check what is currently happening closely, you can see that almost Ukrainian air defense systems are now useless. They can't shoot down Russian drones or Russian missiles, because most of these Russian missiles today can maneuver mid-flight, making it very difficult to shoot them down. Even with their Gerard 3 and Gerard 2 drones, shooting them down has become more difficult. And note, Russia used hypersonic missiles, which we all know that it is absolutely impossible to shoot down an hypersonic missile. I hate to say this, but that is the reality. Remember, in some of my previous updates, I told you guys that looking at Russian military now, we are going to see more and more of these attacks on Ukraine. This is quite sad, but well, that is the reality. Remember, in my yesterday's update, I told you guys that Vladimir Putin has given Ukraine 48 hours to respond, or they annihilate their troops, right? Well, once again, Vladimir Putin has made another bold statement. According to some Ukrainian officials, Russia has not taken full control. So this whole thing is like back and forth, back and forth. So according to Vladimir Putin, if we doubt that Russia has taken full control of Kupiansk and Pokrovsk, he's giving the Western media opportunity to go to Pokrovsk and Kupiansk. Russia will protect them. They should cover the story, right? If they doubt, they should come and see it with their own eyes. So this is a big challenge to the mainstream media. In fact, if they really want to know the truth, I think what Vladimir Putin said makes a lot of sense. So Putin has promised not to attack any journalists. They will lead them into the front lines for them to see what is actually happening with their own eyes. So right after Vladimir Putin made this suggestion, Volodymyr Zelensky rejected it right away. So if indeed Ukraine is not surrounded by Russian troops, why is Zelensky scared of the media covering what is actually happening? Note, Vladimir Putin is not giving this opportunity just to Russian media houses. He's also giving this opportunity to Western media houses. So any media company from the West can go in and tell what is actually happening. If it is true that Ukraine is encircled or not, but Zelensky and his government are trying to hide the real situation happening. Let's go into the details of the story. Kiev rejects Putin's ceasefire in the Pokrovsk and Kupiansk area and threatens the media that accept the invitation. By the way, so some media houses has already accepted the invitation, but Zelensky is saying that no. Quite interesting. The spokesperson for the Ukrainian Foreign Ministry threatens journalists who visit these cities from Russian army side, saying they will violate Ukraine law. What law? What law is he talking about? In 2022, when the media were following Ukraine around, covering the whole thing, I remember back in Kherson when Russian forces decided to withdraw their troops to the West Bank, Ukraine and Western journalists came in and covered the whole story. They started celebrating. Today, the Ukrainians are telling us that the media going to the front lines to cover today, it violates their law. Really? When they were celebrating Ukraine on the front lines, where was those laws? Quite interesting. As usual, some Ukrainian authorities claim that Russia has not taken full control of Pokrovsk and Kupiansk. Those of you who started following this war from day one, this is not new. Remember, even back in Bakhmut, when the Russians won the Battle of Bakhmut, Zelensky came out claiming that Russia has not taken full control of Bakhmut. What happened? Remember in Mariupol, when these Azov battalions were trapped in Azov Steel, the Russians said they have encircled Ukrainian troops. Once again, they came out claiming it was a lie. The only thing that motivates me to make these videos is when I see the platform growing or when I see my videos getting more views. So hitting on the like button is very, very important to me because this helps the YouTube system to show the video to a lot of people. And if you are new to the channel, subscribe. There are a lot of reasons why Ukraine cannot fight for a very long time now. And I've explained this before that manpower has become a major problem for the Ukrainian armed forces because those who are supposed to fight, which is Ukrainian citizens, now they have lost interest in this war. Some of them continue to run out of the country. Now, according to the defense minister of Ukraine, around 5 million Ukrainians are out of the country because they don't want to fight. Today we see Ukrainian officials going street by street capturing people and they are sending them to the front lines. You cannot win a war when the people are not willing to fight. According to British media, The Telegraph, over 100,000 Ukrainians are out of the country within the space of 2 months, just 2 months. Why don't they just settle this particular war and be free? I don't get it. A lot of innocent people are losing their lives. And it is absolutely impossible for the Ukrainians to defeat the Russians. That is clear. This is one of the biggest problems of Ukraine. False hope. They continue to give Ukraine false hope. They continue to make it look like Ukraine have a chance of winning this war. They continue to spread this illusion that Russia economy will collapse and Ukraine will win over them one day. This is not going to happen, we all know. By the way, let's listen to Madame Ursula von der Leyen. Oh, by the way, Madame Ursula von der Leyen is European Union President, for the sake of those who don't know. Well, let's listen to her.
Instead, after 1,300 days, Ukraine's spirit is unbroken. And this is first and foremost because of Ukraine's courage, but also because of the unrelenting support of Europe. Your countries have shown the way. Brave Ukrainian forces fly fighter jets from Denmark, sail Swedish boats, fire Finnish artillery, use Norwegian drones, receive care in Icelandic hospitals, found refuge in the Faroe Islands. This region is famed for its solidarity. And with Ukraine, you are showing it in full force. Your countries have empowered their resistance, and I think you can take pride in it. And all of Europe thanks you for that.
A lot of you guys really want this platform to grow. And that is why you guys continue to support me endlessly. And I really appreciate each and every one of you, your support. Once again, thank you. Shalom. See you guys in the next episode.